My scars are my crown. You see these scars? They're not just remnants of pain. They are the blueprints of my rise, the trophies of every war I survived, every betrayal, every failure. In the morning, Arbeen, the trainer, farm, uh, triplet in one time, farm lets sleep. You want to know what power looks like? It looks like pain endured, not avoided. It looks like standing tall, spine straight, after the storm tried to snap you in half. I didn't get here clean. I didn't get here easy. I got here bleeding, screaming, crawling through hell with broken bones and burning hope. But I made it. And now, these scars, they are my crown. There's a point where pain becomes a forge, not a prison, not a punishment, but a fire, a crucible, a place where the weak are burned away and only the unbreakable remain. And I went through that fire. I remember the moment the world laughed at me, when they said I'd never rise, when they whispered behind my back, when they pushed me to the edge and smiled, waiting for me to fall. But I didn't fall. I learned to fly with broken wings. And those wings, they are built from scars now. You can't fake resilience. You can't fake. This isn't about being fearless. This is about being feared. Because you've been through what others wouldn't survive. You want to see power? Look at someone who's lost everything and still keeps going. Look at someone who's been betrayed, used, discarded, and still finds the strength to fight. That's me. Vinny, this is all the difference to me. This is why I've made the mistakes that I made. And everything. These are most pleasant as those were not. Before the crown, there was the collapse. Before the pride, there was the pain. I wasn't always this unshakable. I was broken. Not once. Not twice. Over and over. Until breaking became familiar. Until pain became the only constant I could count on. I remember the days where I begged the world to be kind. I remember the nights where silence screamed louder than anything. I remember looking in the mirror and not recognizing the person staring back. But those days taught me the most. Because when no one shows up to save you, you learn to become your own damn hero. And when the world stops believing in you, you start believing in yourself. Or you die in the depth. I was surrounded by people, but I was alone. Alone in my thoughts. Alone in the struggle. Alone with the weight of a world that only took and never gave. They don't teach you how to rebuild from that. They just expect you to disappear. But I didn't disappear. I endured. You see, I didn't climb out of the pit with perfect steps. I clawed, I screamed, I bled. My hands were torn. My soul even more so. But every drop of blood that hit the ground whispered a promise. You will not die here. And I didn't. I rose. Again. And again. Until one day the pit didn't look so deep. The silence didn't feel so heavy. The scars didn't sting anymore. They shined. There's a moment where the pain doesn't own you anymore. It fuels you. It sharpens you. I stopped asking why things happened to me. And I started asking, what is this turning me into? Because pain doesn't shape the weak, it reveals the strong. And I was stronger than they ever knew. They thought breaking me would end me, but they were just feeding the storm. Every betrayal was gasoline. Every failure was firewood. Every scar a torch in the darkness. And now I burn, not in pain, but with purpose. You want to talk about strength? Strength isn't smiling when things are easy. Strength is showing your teeth when everything's falling apart and still moving forward. Strength is hearing the voice in your head telling you to quit and saying, not today. Strength is dragging yourself through the hell they threw you in and turning it into your kingdom. These scars, they're not wounds anymore. They're armor. They're reminders of the things that tried to end me and failed. They're proof that I survived what others couldn't even endure. And now I wear them with pride because my scars are my crown. I didn't just survive, I evolved. I didn't crawl back to where I was before the pain. I became something new, something sharper, something more dangerous. Because here's the truth. When the world tears you apart, you get to rebuild yourself piece by piece. And this time, I made sure every piece was forged in fire. No more softness. No more apologies. No more shrinking myself to make others feel safe. I learned the rules. I watched how they moved. And now I use it all to move differently, strategically, ruthlessly. You see, I don't flinch anymore because I've been hit harder by life than any enemy could ever manage. And I